Hello, Aries, and welcome in. Maybe you're patting concealer under your eyes right now, or waiting for the kettle to click off, or folding a warm pile of laundry on the end of your bed. Maybe you're already lying down, lights low, ready to let a voice keep you company before sleep. Wherever you are, set your shoulders down a little. We're going to spend this time on your month, July 2026, and I want you to feel like you can take your time with it. Here's how this works, slow and simple. There are 3 piles in front of us tonight, and I'm calling them A, B, and C. Each pile is named after one big card, what we call a major card. And that card is the main story of your whole month for whoever picks it. That same card can also point to one important moment coming your way, the kind you'll remember later. Underneath each big card sit 3 smaller cards. Those show you how the main story actually plays out, week by week, in the real stuff of your days. And every pile touches your whole life, your work or your study, your love, and the people you keep thinking about, and your family, the blood kind and the chosen kind. So whichever pile you pick, nothing gets left out. You're the one who runs at things head first, Aries, who'd rather do something than sit and wait. Tonight, just for a few minutes, we're going to slow that beautiful engine down. Take one easy breath with me. Let it out slow. Now, let's go choose. Okay, this is your moment to pick. 3 piles on the screen in front of you right now, A, B, and C, and what you're looking at are the 3 big cards that name them. Pile A is the moon, pile B is the lovers, pile C is the star. Take one slow breath in and let your shoulders drop on the way out. Don't think too hard. Just notice which one your eyes keep going back to, the one that quietly tugs at you. That one is yours. Take your time, Aries, there's no rush here. The moon is the headline of your whole month, Aries, and what it means in plain words is this. Some of what you are reacting to in July is not the real shape of things. It is a story your mind built in the dark, and you have been moving fast on top of it. Slow down. Not everything you feel this month is true, and not everything true will feel like much at all. What if the thing keeping you up at night was never actually happening? So if you chose this pile, maybe you are lying down right now with the lights low, or you've got one earbud in while the other half of you is somewhere else entirely. Settle in. Let your shoulders drop away from your ears. The moon is your theme this month, and I want to read it slowly with you because it asks for slow. Look at the card. There are 2 towers standing far apart and a narrow path running between them, off into the distance where you cannot quite see the end. That path is your July. You want to know where it lands before you take a single step, because you always want to know. But this month you only get the next bit of road, not the whole map. Here is how that shows up. You will catch yourself at midnight building a whole future out of one short reply someone sent you, deciding what it means, deciding how you feel, deciding to act. That is the towers tricking your eyes. The thing you are sure about at 3 a.m. will look completely different by lunch. Now notice the dog and the wolf, both howling up at the moon. That is the 2 sides of you this month, the part that trusts and the part that bares its teeth before anything has even happened. You tend to invent the threat first and check the facts later. You will feel jealous of something nobody did, suspicious of a silence that meant nothing, braced for an ending that is not coming. Your own mind will hand you a problem, and you will treat it like a fact. This lands hardest in 2 places. In your relationship, you may spend half the month sure something is wrong because someone went quiet, and your quiet back at them will be louder than any argument. You go still, and you make sure they feel how still you have gone. Be careful with that this month, because the silence you are punishing them with is built on a guess. And in your own family, in the home you grew up in, old worries may resurface. The kind you cannot prove but cannot shake either. You will want to act on a feeling before you have asked a single real question. The moon does often mark a moment, and here is the one I see for you. There's a point this month where the fog clears and you realize a thing you were so sure of was simply not real. You will know it when it lands because you will feel a little foolish and a little free at the same time. Do not waste the day kicking yourself. The not knowing was the work. Walk through it. Where this card does not go much is your work and your money, so the smaller cards underneath will pick that up for you. For now, Carry this. Not every fear that visits you in July is a message. Some of them are just weather. Let them pass through. So the 3 smaller cards, under the moon, tell one story, and it runs right through that fog. First, the 9 of Cups reversed. Picture the man sitting with his arms crossed, all his cups lined up behind him, and yet his face is not happy. That is you possibly hitting something you wanted this month, at work or with money, and feeling oddly flat once it is yours. The moon is whispering that the letdown is not real. It is the fog telling you nothing is ever enough. You got the thing. Let yourself actually have it. And the second card picks that up. The 2 of Swords. A woman blindfolded with 2 heavy swords held up and crossed, sitting very still by the water. There is a choice in front of you, probably about your work or a project, and you are doing the very Aries thing of refusing to look at it directly. You would rather charge or freeze than sit in the not knowing. But under the moon, a choice made blindfolded is a choice made on a guess. Take the blindfold off before you swing. Then the third card closes the circle. The 4 of Wands reversed, the 4 poles that should be holding up a celebration, wobbling, the party that does not quite come together. This is home and the people who feel like family. A gathering may get canceled, or the people you count on feel scattered and far away this month, and you feel that homesick ache you rarely admit to. You burn it off by staying busy instead of saying out loud that you miss them. So put the 3 together. You reach a win and feel nothing. You freeze at a choice you will not look at, and the ground at home feels shaky, and over all of it the moon says, trust less of what you feel and more of what you can check. This week, one small thing. Pick the one decision you have been avoiding and ask one real question about it out loud, to a real person. Let the fog thin a little. The Lovers is the headline of your whole month, Aries, and it lands on you like a fork in the road dressed up as a love story. This is a month about a real choice between 2 things that both matter to you, and about lining up what you say you want with what you actually do. Something or someone is asking you to pick, and to pick honestly. What are you finally ready to choose with your whole heart this month? So if you chose pile B, I want you to settle in. Maybe you're at the kitchen counter waiting for the kettle. Maybe you're already under the covers with your phone tilted toward your face. Wherever you are, let your shoulders drop down away from your ears. The Lovers is your theme for July, and it is gentler than it is heavy, but it asks a lot of you anyway. Look at the card. See the 2 figures standing in the open, no clothes, nothing hidden, and above them a big angel with open arms. That nakedness is the point for you this month. You're being asked to show up to something without your armor on. And here's where it gets very Aries. When closeness starts to feel too real, when someone sees the soft middle of you, you tend to make a little spark of trouble, because the heat of fighting and making up feels safer than just being quietly known. This month, the card is asking you not to do that, to stand there exposed and let it be calm. In love, that looks like answering the honest question instead of changing the subject. With a partner, or with the person you keep thinking about, the choice in front of you is real, and you already know which way your gut leans. Now notice the second thing. Behind one figure, there's a tree with fruit. Behind the other, a tree that's almost on fire. That fire tree is you, Aries. Your wanting runs hot. All or nothing, no halfway. When you love something, a person or a project, you go all the way in, both feet, no exit plan. The Lovers respects that fire, but it wants you to aim it. This is where career comes in too, because a choice between 2 paths at work is wrapped up in this card just as much as a choice in your heart. 2 offers, 2 directions, 2 people pulling you. You cannot sprint down both roads at once, and trying to has been wearing you thin. The event this card may be pointing to is a clear decision moment. A conversation, an offer, a yes or a no that you can feel coming. You'll know it when it lands because you'll feel the urge to decide fast just to stop the discomfort. Don't. The Lovers rewards the choice you make slowly and on purpose, not the one you grab to get the tension over with. The family thread is quieter in this major, so the smaller cards will pick that up. For now, the 2 big areas are your heart and your work, and they are more tangled together than you think. The way you choose in one will echo in the other. Here's the honest part. You love hard, And you also get scared underneath it that the person or the thing will lose interest in you, so you turn the heat up to keep them looking. This month, the angel above those two figures is asking you to trust that you don't have to perform to be picked. You can just be there, whole. Chosen because of who you are when you stop trying so hard. Take a slow breath with me here. Let it out long. Whatever you choose this month, let it be the thing you'd still choose on a calm day, not just a loud one. Now the three smaller cards under the Lovers, and they tell one story about how this choice gets messy before it gets clear. First, the Ace of Pentacles reversed. In the upright card, a hand holds out a gold coin like a gift. Reversed, that hand is pulling the gift back, or the coin is slipping through fingers. For you, this is a missed or delayed chance, often around money or a work opening. And here's the link to the Lovers. When you're scared of choosing wrong, you grip too tight and good things slide away while you're busy second-guessing. This week, you might turn down something solid because you talked yourself into a story that there isn't enough to go around. There is. You're just deciding from fear. That fear feeds the second card, the Five of Swords. See the figure holding 3 swords with a smug little look while 2 others walk away. This is conflict where someone wins but everyone loses. Tied to that scarcity feeling from the first card, this is you treating a disagreement like a fight to the death, often with someone in your family or a friend who feels like family. You can win the argument and still lose the closeness. Aries, you turn who's right into a game you refuse to lose, and this card is the cost of that game showing up at your door, and the third card closes the circle. The King of Wands reversed. Upright, he sits tall, sure of his fire. Reversed, that fire spills over into a quick temper, snap decisions, leading from ego instead of heart. This is what happens when the scarcity from the first card and the fight from the second card pile up. You react fast, you bark, you decide something big while you're hot. That sharp silence you go into, the one that's louder than anyone yelling, this card warns against it. So here's the picture. A chance you almost let slip, a fight that costs more than it's worth, and a hot-headed moment that could undo your real choice. All 3 are the Lovers testing whether you can pick from steadiness instead of heat. This week, before any big yes or no, sleep on it one night, just one. Decide in the morning. The Star is the headline of your whole month, Aries, and it lands soft after a hard season. This is the part where you stop bracing and start believing again. Something in you that went quiet is asking to come back to life. What if the hope you keep talking yourself out of is the truest thing you have? If you chose this pile, you might be lying down right now with the lights low, your phone propped up, the day finally winding down. Take a slow breath with me before we begin. The Star comes for you after something cost you, maybe a few somethings, and the whole feeling of this card is the quiet after a storm, when the sky clears and you can finally see how far you can go. Look at the woman in this card. She is kneeling at the edge of the water. Undressed, nothing hidden, no armor on. For an Aries, that is a big deal, because your first move when life knocks you down is usually to get up swinging, to do something, to turn your pain into a task you can finish so nobody sees you cry. The Star asks you to put the armor down for 1 month, to kneel, to let yourself be seen without performing how fine you are. This shows up most in your family life this month. There is a person in your family, or your chosen family, who has watched you white-knuckle through something. And this is the month you let them actually see you instead of giving them the performed calm version. That is the healing, not fixing it, letting it be witnessed. Now notice she has 1 foot on the land and 1 foot in the water. She is steady on the solid ground and still touching the deep feeling part. That balance is the second gift here, and it points straight at your work. After a stretch where you doubted whether your effort was leading anywhere, this is the month your faith in your own path comes back. You start watering things again. You apply for the thing. You open the file you closed in a bad mood months ago. The Aries in you who falls in love with a project the second it surprises you, who lights up all over again when something finally moves, gets that feeling back this month. Keep 1 foot on the ground while you do it. Make the plan and feel the hope. Both. See the water she is pouring, 1 cup onto the land and 1 cup back into the pool. She gives some away, and she pours some back into the source. This is your reminder not to empty yourself completely the way you tend to. When you believe in something, you go all in, no half measures, and that same wholeheartedness can leave you running on nothing. Pour some back into yourself this month too. Does the star mark an event for you? Yes, in a gentle way. This is the month a heaviness lifts. You will know it landed when you catch yourself making plans for later in the year without flinching, when you talk about the future and your voice is lighter, when one morning you wake up and the dread is just gone and you do not even notice it left until the afternoon. That is the turning point. Not loud, real. I have given the most weight to your family and your work here, so the smaller cards will carry your heart and what is stirring there. For now, let the relief be allowed. You do not have to earn it by suffering more first. Here is your soft landing for the day. Aries, you are allowed to hope out loud. Nothing bad happens because you let yourself want good things. Underneath the star sit 3 cards that tell the story of your heart waking back up. The first is the Page of Swords, upright. See the young figure standing on high ground, sword raised, hair blown back, looking sharp and awake. This is the curious, watchful you this month, the one asking real questions again after a season of going numb. Under the star, this page is your mind coming back online. You start noticing things. You ask the question you have been avoiding. In your work, it looks like you finally reading the fine print, doing your homework, getting clear instead of guessing. You want the truth, even the uncomfortable kind, and you go looking for it. And what makes this even truer is the second card, the Ace of Cups, upright. The hand holds out a full cup, water spilling over the sides, more than enough. Where the page is your sharp, clear head, the ace is your heart filling back up. And these two together are rare and good. This is new feeling, a fresh start in love, or your current love feeling new again. For an Aries, this is the part where you fall for the same person all over again because they did one small unexpected thing, or it is a brand new spark. Either way, your feelings are coming back from wherever they went, and that is the star healing you exactly where you cracked. But notice the third card, the 5 of Cups, upright. The figure in the dark cloak stands staring down at 3 spilled cups, head bowed, so fixed on the loss that they cannot see the 2 cups still standing right behind them. This is the warning woven through your relief. As your feelings wake up, the old grief wakes up too. You will be tempted to stare at what you lost and miss what is still here. Your version of this is replaying an old hurt at 3 in the morning, building a whole sad story out of something that is already over. Turn around. The 2 full cups are the page and the ace. They are the clear mind and the open heart standing right behind you. So the 3 together tell it plainly. You are thinking clearly again, you are feeling again, and the only thing in the way is your habit of facing the spilled cups instead of the full ones. The star says the full ones are real. Here is your small thing to do this week. When you catch yourself counting a loss, say out loud one thing that is still standing, just one. Turn around and look at it. Thank you for spending this slow part of your day with me, Aries. Whether you came to the moon, the lovers, or the star, your July is being held with care, and so are you. None of these piles asked you to be less yourself. They only asked you to let people see the soft underneath of all that fire. Here is my wish for you this month. May you learn that you do not have to burn off every feeling through doing something. May you let yourself be witnessed mid-cry just once, and find out the world does not end. That is your growth edge. And I say it with so much love because watching you let someone in is one of the bravest things you do. If these readings reach you, you are welcome to subscribe. So next month finds you too. No pressure. Save this one and come back to your pile whenever the days get loud and you need a steadier voice. Take care of yourself out there, Aries. Until next